Yo, what is going on, guys? That's Spec Gaming back once again in GTNH, now episode 30. And today I've been putting in some work in between episodes. I believe I didn't do this last time. I set up my EECs again. So I just had the same two running. It is the Stave Alloy Construct and then the Red Cap Sapper. And we'll take a look at what we got so far. A ton of coal, good amount of gallium. I'm centrifuging the golden apples as well, so we have a ton of gold now. So this is working really well. Just running this 24/7. Not sure what to do with all this coal at the moment, but I guess we have it. So if I have an idea, then we can use it. I don't know. So I turned this one off for the night because I didn't feel like I needed it to run, but this is the Stave Alloy Golem. And these ingots are being transported via A2 over to this system right here, which is a separate maceration stack and centrifuge just for doing the setup because this is what it needs to run. And this will let it scale up as well. And I'm making a lot of titanium now. And this vacuum furnace upsets me because it power fails if my LCRs turn on, my universals. And I need to move it. But we have a lot of titanium that needs to be cooled down right now. Yeah, 865. So I think the first thing I'm going to do today is move that vac freezer over to the other side of the base where like it kind of belongs over there. Because over here we're going to start making more passive setups and like this is for universal and passives. That's what this area is going to be for in the future. And same out extending this way. But this is going to be focused on like crops and EECs and drilling rigs and stuff like that. That's kind of the idea. A new addition over here is a multi-block cutting factory as well. I made this so I can avoid making a single block cutting machine in IV because you could put in 2 energy hatches and then it transforms this up to IV. So that's what we're doing there. And the purpose of that is for the high power ICs. And also these are just so slow. I was bottlenecking on them by making circuits, so I just wanted to get this upgraded. But yeah, with this guy, we can make these now. We can cut these. I still have to make an LCR that can handle IV, but we're pretty close to that. And then I have a little bit of indium lying around. Not that much, though. Indium is a little bit difficult to get at the moment, but I mean, it's kind of doable. I guess it's getting to be easier because I'm processing down a ton of stuff at the moment for aluminum, among other things. But the main recipe for indium, let's take a look. Yeah, you need purified galena and sphalerite. So I just gotta go mining and get some more of that stuff. But you make indium concentrate, and then you add aluminum to it, like a lot of aluminum, and you get a single indium out of it. And then you get the lead zinc, which gives you back some random junk, but I don't really care for that much, to be honest. But yeah, that's that. And how much of it do I have right now? 8. Okay. So, I mean, that's a start. That's definitely a start. So I'm going to reconstruct my vacuum freezer. And then I'll see what other machines that I want. There's still a lot more that I need to craft. And here we go. I moved a whole bunch more machines. So the vacuum freezer, as well as all this stuff, is new over here. I was recording it, but it was kind of boring. Just kind of setting up machines. Who cares? But same ideas as usual here. Input hatch, input bus. Sometimes you need weird fluids, so like liquid helium's gonna go in here. The industrial machine press for the bending machine is a good candidate for a universal setup, but like the minimum number of casings is like 7 or 6. So I just put a ton of input buses on it, and like that's good enough for now. That's more than good enough for now. Eventually, maybe we'll need more, so we can do a universal, and even then we could parallel it as well. But at the moment, we're gonna chill with it. So, wire factory. This is going to feel really good to have online now. A big bottleneck of mine was having to craft wires together. And also these guys here, the fine wires. The lathe got moved over here. This one's pretty straightforward. EBF has moved over here. I've been running tons of titanium through it as well. So we're pretty good in titanium right now. I have like 2K of it. And yeah, you're not going to recognize the other room anymore. We'll take a look at this real quick. I cleaned house over here. Completely destroyed like the vast majority of the room. And we have a new setup over here. Ooh, this ran overnight. I'm making radon here now. So what's going on here is plutonium-239. Where is it? It's input down here. It goes through this recipe. Let's just press U on this. So tiny piles of uranium plus plutonium gives you the dust and then radon. So the cost is nothing, because my uranium's infinite. So it goes in the furnace, comes back out, and then just loops. So I had 2 full barrels of uranium tiny piles, and we're almost halfway through it. But yeah, this is awesome. We need this for a whole bunch of recipes very soon. So my next setup is going to be a vacuum freezer for making liquid air. So we have an air intake hatch on the back here. And for now, all that we're going to do is centrifuge this to get nitrogen. I don't really care. I get argon and oxygen. That's fine. Noble gases. I don't think this is that great. The deuterium is interesting. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. But the main way you're supposed to deal with this is with a distillation tower. But like that is just on a scale that I'm not able to reach right now. So we're going to just go for the centrifuge version of this. And we'll be happy with it. And there we go, all done. So I gave it an output hatch ME. I should give it a level emitter as well. Hold up. Yeah, just how do I want to do this? I guess if we do it like this and point it towards this, hopefully it sends a strong signal so we can turn the machine off from it. Let me test that out. Okay, yeah, this works. So this redstone signal here, it's saying that I'm emitting redstone if I'm below 4 million nitrogen. So when we're above that, this will turn off. And I verified that already. And now you're pretty good. So my machine controller is on the right side over here as well. You can see it with the crowbar. And yeah, it works just perfectly. Okay, nice. Another good system down. So now we have nitrogen back online. See, I took it down with no replacement. And that's how you do it. We have argon now as well. Not sure what to do with this. I did look around a little bit. It seems the main use is like a blast furnace gas, but like, I don't know. That seems kind of whack. And then here we go. This is my true plan the entire time. I'm making 2 extruders. I don't know why I waited. This is like almost the last multi-block machine I've made. Don't do that. This should be like super high priority. And there's still many more that I want. So I'm going to be working on these as well. This guy is not that expensive, to be honest. It's just like big, which I think I can do it. It's no problem anymore. Titanium's free. Steel's free. I don't have Incolloy 903, but I don't see anything in there that's annoying except molybdenum. 2 molybdenum's a bit of a pain. So let's program that while we wait for the other stuff to go. So it's unfortunate, but the Incolloy 903 needs an IV alloy blast smelter. I only have an EV one right now. We're close to making an IV energy hatch, but I got to do a couple more infrastructure upgrades first. Because main thing is I'm out of helium right now. We're completely out of it. I guess I used it all for coolant cells. But the way we're going to be getting this is a bit of a roundabout way. We're going to make an ender sapling. And this thing's going to be a little bit interesting. You're going to see what we do with this. Basically, you harvest the leaves of this and the logs, and you can infinitely create... Like, you can create a subnet where you infinitely create endstone dust. So we're going to see that. Let's start working on this. There's some random stuff to create for this, so I'm just going to get to work on it. And there we go. So you see as this tree grows, we start making endstone down here, as well as obsidian, but we have a way to filter that out. So just grab a whole bunch of leaves. Oh yeah, we're spawning guys as well. That's a problem. Okay. Oh, we got some saplings back too. That's pretty good. I'm not sure how to not spawn enemies. I think if we encase it, we might not. Because I think they're spawning on the endstone. So hopefully that could fix it if we just encase the area. Alright, I built it, and this thing is insanely efficient already. So basically we just have a rock breaker making cobblestone. This is going through an import bus into this system. So the import bus, you can't just have a storage bus here. It needs to see the item enter the network to push it to the formation planes. So the formation planes, I don't think I needed this, but I filtered it for cobblestone. And they're placing cobblestone pretty much instantly right there. And it transforms into endstone most of the time. Sometimes I get obsidian. So I added obsidian to this as well. But I don't know how to dodge the obsidian, basically. I might filter it out, because this is going to completely fill the obsidian over time. Like, yeah, I'm like 1 to 20 getting endstone over it. But occasionally this is going to fill up with it. So I'll just have obsidian export... Maybe like a deep storage somewhere, like a super chest, so I don't have to worry about it clogging storage cells. But yeah, I also need this to stop when I reach a certain amount of endstone, most likely, because it's going to keep going infinitely if I don't stop it. I guess it'll stop when it fills the storage cell, which that would work too, actually. Okay, but next up, we need to get a macerator for this. Oh, that makes impure endstone dust. I didn't know that. Is that new? I feel like I don't remember that happening. And you get a small chance at tungstate. I don't remember that, even from like earlier in my playthrough. Did they change that recently? But anyways, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, how's I getting endstone dust? I'm so confused. I thought I was just straight up macerating endstone earlier. Huh. Yeah, extra tungstate chance, we'll take that. We're also going to get helium-3 from this, which is interesting. This actually seems like a pretty quick recipe. Oh, this is at least. This one probably isn't, right? Yeah, this is a very long recipe. Okay, so we're going to give this its own centrifuge. We'll probably share a centrifuge for that endstone recipe and the impure one, I think. Oh yeah, and also to solve the enemies problem, it was spawning like Enderman and creepers. I just threw a advanced monster repeller right here. This doesn't need power. It works in a small area without power. As you can see, 40 unpowered, 160 powered. Mobs typically don't spawn over here, so we're chilling now. Everything's set up, and this looks a little bit cursed. It's kind of funny to me. Like, the way that I put the maintenance hatch here, it's just like, okay, whatever. Wall sharing maintenance hatch inside of the turbines. Sure, why not? So I did make 2 centrifuges for this. Pretty simple we have going on here. So we're making the endstone here. Comes into here via a export bus. This gets macerated into impure endstone dust. Occasionally you get an output of tiny piles of tungstate. That's just going away in a filtered output bus. Eventually I have some kind of like packager system where we'll gather tiny dust from around the base to package them. That's not right now. So this is actually bottlenecked right now by the centrifuge. It's not catching up with the whole system. This should not void. Yeah, it doesn't void the items at least. So this is only running when it has to, basically. And yeah, we take this endstone. We're making endstone dust. We also get helium-3 out of this, like a lot of it. Not sure what I'm going to be doing with that yet, but we're getting it. And then that goes underneath through an output bus into an input bus that's kind of like hidden inside of the centrifuges, both of which are filtered. And then it runs this recipe, which is making our platinum metallic powder, tungstate, and sand, all of which is infinite, and going to the AE system. So I am seeing an issue now. We're going to get a lot of sand. I think I should send this to a super chest. Or maybe I should send all these to a super chest instead of a output hatch. Or at least just the sand, because the other two things aren't... Like, they're useful, and they're not in, like, as absurd of a quantity as the sand is. So let me try to fix that real quick. I'm just going to put it over here, because it's kind of like... I want to keep it local to the area that it's relevant in. And I guess I'll just use an export bus to accomplish that, because there's not a better way that I could think of to fill. I guess I could partition the cell and maybe filter it out with an output hatch. Let me see if that could work, actually. Oh yeah, it works. So just to explain what I did, I took a 16 kg storage cell, I put it into my cell workbench, and I put in tungstate and PMP in there, and not sand. So, oh, I overshot it. Because of that, on this output bus, I have only sand coming out of here. And therefore, the sand can only possibly go to the super chest. And this is going to store a ton of it. It's going to last forever in there. So I threw a storage bus on there as well. Device is offline. Am I out of channels, maybe? I'm not sure why it's not working. Oh, I broke the cable. That would explain it. Whoopsies. So just throw it back right there. Okay, there. Now everything's online. Yeah, this helium-3... Again, I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for. It looks like it's a fusion reactor thing. So I think I'm gonna save it. I'm going to get so much of it. I should maybe like upgrade like a Super Tank 4 or something. And maybe I'll thank myself later when I actually do need it. Alright, I got 2 whole tungsten steel left. This is a problem. I'm currently working on bringing online my setup here for making tungsten. So it's kind of just a copy of this guy over here, except we're using more AE2, and we're trying to do things in a slightly better way. Still probably not 100% perfect, but you know, that's what it's all about, is figuring stuff out. So my tungstic acid output of that, is that traveling to where it needs to be? Yes, it does seem to be. So I'm sending this to my Platline EBF, because this guy does not do that much work currently, to be honest. And what is your problem? Why are you not running? Incomplete structure. That would make sense, because I probably had to add an output hatch, or input bus for that. Okay, cool. Now we're making tungsten trioxide from there. And then this gets transported back over to here, to this EBF. Now, this is probably, like, bad. But I don't care, whatever. It works for me. Not enough item output space. Did I forget to add output? I did forget to add the output to this. I'm really good at this game. Okay, there we go. Now we're making tungsten dust. And from here, I guess we're just going to put it into the ME system. So I'm just going to use the item conduit to bring it over to that interface. Okay, perfect. Tungsten automated. Now we can let that run for a minute, and then we're going to get a ton of tungsten steel. I'm programming the last couple things I need for these energy hatches. A good coincidence here is that to make the HPIC wafers, these are actually just the PIC wafers in an LCR at IV with indium gallium phosphide and molten vanadium gallium, both of which are materials that I am prepared to already part with for this. And I have my LCRs at IV, so like everything's coming together. Everything looks to be in a good spot. I guess we'll just throw it here, sure. And then what am I missing? I have to create these two things. Okay. But this shouldn't be hard at all. Vanadium gallium. Yeah, I'm already making this, I believe. I have a little bit of it. So yeah, fluid extractor recipe, easy. Oh, why does it need 1,000? Or did I misclick that? Okay, no, we're good. That way just showed up like that. I was going to be really upset. I'm like, why would you do that to me? Okay, so we're just going to use this recipe. This is a mixer 1. And I mean, that's expensive. We're going to leave it at 1 for all those for the moment. I don't care. Okay, nice. So, that's done now. Now we need this guy to be finished. So my IV assembler, I'm leaving no circuit in it, and then I kind of just go in there and fix the circuit when I need to, because I can't afford multiple IV assemblers at the moment. Yeah, it's already like super full. I'm not going to need this for a little bit. Okay, now we need iridium fine wire, and this is just the process. I don't know why I usually don't record this, but this is what the process is to do all this stuff. And I mean, I don't understand exactly everything yet. It's like, why multiply the patterns if it's a more expensive thing? Like, I don't know. But at the moment, we're figuring it out. So what is preventing me from doing this now? Okay, I'm just waiting on some tungsten steel to cook, and everything else is done. And here we go. We're able to request the energy hatch finally. And hopefully there's nothing that goes wrong in this recipe, because I am not immune to messing things up. Looks like it's going. And yeah, we're finally officially in IV as soon as this is finished. And there we are. IV energy hatch is completed. Big milestone. Really big one. And now we can start upgrading, like, so much stuff around the base. There's already a lot of things I have ideas for to upgrade. And I already got to rework wiring, but, you know, it happens. And there we go. Upgraded ABS. We're now running at IV. And with that, we're making ink alloy 903. Which is going to be used primarily for this guy here, which is this giant compressor, which will relieve a massive bottleneck in a lot of my systems, which is the compressor itself. And then with that, we can start making more energy hatches. We already could have added more to this, just start stacking EV hatches, but it kind of felt rough. I also need to reconsider some of my wiring. But yeah, we need to be upgrading our EBFs. The EBF time to smelt things like tungsten is still unacceptable at 1 minute. That is way too long. So we're going to be working on upgrading that, possibly to LUV. Completely unrelated, but I'm working on a little system over here. I'll probably expand this idea out because I like it a lot. But since I'm mainnetting my byproducts for my stuff, what I'm saying here is I have 2 ME emitters. One is a regular one for salt. If I'm over 1,000 salt in my ME system, emit redstone. And then when this is emitting redstone, this guy is inputting salt to my electrolyzer. Same goes for this one, except it's a fluid level emitter. And if I have more than a whole bunch of salt water, it's electrolyzing the salt water. So my byproducts are coming back through to get broken apart. There's probably a lot more byproducts, so I should make them more robust system for that. Possibly even like just like a big subnet where it's sort of like I'm inputting the byproducts and then just go to the electrolyzer instead of like per hash like this. But I'm figuring it out, and I think it's going to be really good once I get a finalized system like that. But for the temporary moment, we'll do that, and we'll get some chlorine back as we're kind of running through it at the moment. All right, day of reckoning has come for my autocrafting. It is time to pop off, like for real. I'm gonna program so many recipes. I've made hundreds of these patterns because I know I'm just gonna start going nuts now that I have this extruder done. So first off, we're gonna go for the rod extruder, which is gonna be absolutely gigantic. So I did prepare to make 2 of these. I think I'm just gonna make 1 for now, and I'm gonna see how it goes because I'm not really sure. Like, I'm thinking a little bit about it. Like, rods are clearly the most used one for me at the moment. But, like, rotors and pipes and stuff, like, just the random junk. Should I have one that's, like, dedicated to, like, miscellaneous and then one that is, like, everything else, you know? Where it's, like, most common, miscellaneous. That's kind of what I'm wondering. And then the other question for me is, how long do these even last, you know? Because it's, like, should I stack a second one on top of this and go double parallel? Like, how long is this going to last me? Because it's right now, this is going to be a crazy bonus, like, an absolutely absurd improvement in my processing speeds. But, like, how long is it going to last? I'm just curious. But I guess we're going to find out because we're going to start ramping up even more quickly than we've been at the moment. Because, yeah, now that I have access to better autocrafting, stuff's not going to take as long in the crafts. And then I'm going to be able to make more upgrades back and forth, back and forth. You know how it goes. So we're going to take all these, and we're going to start going crazy with it. So what's next? Long-term goal, I want a large-scale auto-assembler. I need this really badly. My assembly machines are killing me, and I guess I'm just going to make more EV assembly machines for the moment, because I have a lot more space over here now. I'm going to tear this apart, because most of these machines are outdated now. Like, it's really just going to be all assemblers, because this whole line is gone now. So, like, what if I just made, like, 16 more assemblers to tide me over so I can get the multi-block? They're going to be slow, but, like, oh my god, I have so many recipes, and I constantly have no room, and I have to move stuff around. I have to sort this mess out, too. There's so many recipes in here that are one-offs. I need, like, a special one for one-off recipes where it's, like, I can put something that I need just once in there, and I don't care about it. Like, when am I ever going to make an Advanced Electric Furnace 3 again, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe I should just make them permanent, but this has to be sorted out. This needs its own little unique spot for molecular assemblers. I need more of these. This is getting to be desperate as well. I have a lot of crafting recipes that are going automatically now, and it fills these 2 guys up really quickly. And I mean, these are cheap to make now. I can make 64Ks, and let's just make like 32 of them or something, you know? Like, we can do that. This is the most urgent upgrade needed, though. My clean room. So these are all HV, I believe, still. These laser engravers. Number 1, I can make a higher tier of this. I think I can make the multi-block, actually, if I just put some extra work in. The next thing is the circuit assembler. So these guys, this is a single EV circuit assembler handling all my recipes. I need to get 2 IV circuit assemblers. I can afford this right now. I just need to get the graphene going. Also, the phosphate's becoming a problem, but I can just go mine an apatite vein and fix that temporarily. And then, yeah, I want 2 assemblers because I want to offset these circuit recipes. So it's like ones that require recursive crafting are offset one in one, one in the other. And then these other miscellaneous recipes just need to go faster because they're quite slow. And yeah, the IV circuit assembler will fix that. 2 of them, that is. So I guess that's my next goal. Another problem down here. So when my base is working on a big autocraft, I am drawing more than 6 amps of IV energy at the moment, and I've been power failing some multi-blocks. This needs to be upgraded, and needs to be upgraded really quickly. I think the upgrades to my power supply are more pertinent than the clean room. Because if I do 2 IV circuit assemblers, I'm not going to be able to even run them. Or I'm going to power fail the entire base. So I guess we're going to go for power upgrades first. You know, guys, we're going to save all the upgrades for next time. Because I have to put a lot of work in, actually, to get this done. And right now, I'm just going to add more assembly machines to my systems. And keep auto-crafting, keep going. The way I'm going to upgrade, actually, let's talk about it for just a second. Right now we have a single nuclear reactor running on uranium. And I'm happy with that for the moment, but you can do better than that. So there is a fuel called MOX. This fuel gets more fuel efficient as the temperature goes up in the reactor. So you purposely have a reactor at 99% heat, throw the MOX in and out of it, and that's how you do it. And the thing with MOX is that it takes plutonium and uranium, so I gotta get plutonium. There is an ore I can get, but it's on a tier 3 planet, so that's what I'm going to be doing mostly to prep for this. But when you deplete the MOX, you actually get all the plutonium back, and like a little bit of a bonus amount, but you get all the plutonium back, which is crazy. So it's a completely closed loop, completely renewable system, because the only thing you're inputting here to do this is IC2 coolant. That is water and lapis. Lapis is actually infinite as well. There's a crop from thermic bases that makes it. So it's all infinite. That's crazy. Oh, by the way, this reactor's going to make like 100k EU per tick, I'm pretty sure. So it's a big upgrade. And we're going to make 4 of them to start with, I believe. But don't quote me on that. We're going to see what my cables can handle and what I have to do. Because it's not going to be able to be handled by the IV cables, or the LUV cables, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see what we can do with it. I guess I could downshift it with a transformer, like a high amp one. But that's for next time, because for this time, I'm just going to be doing some work around the base. A little bit of small upgrades that are kind of boring, so... Until next time, guys, this has been Aspect Gaming, back once again. We are popping off today, and we will continue to do so. So I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day.